glorious memories, we leave the mystical city of Da Nang. What gay adventure lies ahead? Brother, this trip is gonna make LSD feel like aspirin.
Mr. Beckwith, you gonna write about us?
That's right.
What are you gonna say? I don't know yet.
John Wayne's The Green Berets stands as one of the most controversial war films in American cinema, a project born out of Wayne's staunch patriotism and determination to defend U.S. involvement in Vietnam. Released in 1968 at the height of the war, the movie was a bold statement from the Duke, who not only starred as Colonel Mike Kirby, but also co-directed the film. The story follows a group of Green Berets on two missions, defending a remote camp under siege and a high-stakes operation to capture a North Vietnamese general. With its staunchly pro-military stance, the film polarized audiences, earning both box office success and near-universal scorn from critics. The cast was a fascinating mix of talent, ideology, and circumstance. John Wayne, already a Hollywood legend, brought his larger-than-life persona to the role of Kirby, a character loosely inspired by Finnish-born Special Forces legend Larry Thorne. Wayne's passion for the project attracted notable names like David Janssen, who played the skeptical journalist George Beckworth, and Jim Hutton as the roguish but lovable Sergeant Peterson. Interestingly, George Takei, known for his role as Sulu on Star Trek, took a break from the USS Enterprise to play Captain Nim, a South Vietnamese officer. Takei later revealed his strong opposition to the Vietnam War, highlighting the irony that many cast and crew members didn't share Wayne's pro-war politics. When Takei expressed his views, Wayne reportedly shrugged, saying half the cast disagreed with him, but he valued their acting skills. The film's production was a Herculean effort. Studios were initially reluctant to back a pro-Vietnam War movie, especially one directed by Wayne after the costly flop of The Alamo. Warner Brothers only greenlit the project on the condition that Wayne shared directorial duties with Ray Kellogg, a second-unit director with limited experience. Undeterred, Wayne secured substantial military assistance by personally writing to President Lyndon B. Johnson, who authorized support despite political differences. The U.S. Army provided helicopters, uniforms, and weapons, even allowing Fort Benning, Georgia, to double as the jungles of Vietnam, a decision that left the film's setting looking suspiciously like the American South, complete with towering pine trees. Wayne's inspiration for the movie came from a visit to Vietnam in 1966, where he met with soldiers and witnessed their struggles firsthand. He saw the film as a tribute to the Green Berets, the U.S. Army's elite Special Forces unit known for their unconventional warfare and counterinsurgency tactics. The screenplay, loosely based on Robin Moore's 1965 novel of the same name, strayed far from its source material. The book, which drew from Moore's experiences embedded with the Green Berets, included gritty realism and morally complex characters. However, under Wayne's direction, the film morphed into a black and white tale of heroism versus evil, with the Viet Cong depicted as faceless villains and the Americans as righteous saviors. Behind the scenes, challenges abounded. Many cast members struggled with their roles due to the film's heavy-handed propaganda. Jim Hutton was often mistaken for supporting the war because of his role, while George Takei had to reconcile his anti-war stance with his performance. The studio's decision to cut scenes featuring Vera Miles as Wayne's wife further disrupted the film's narrative. Meanwhile, Wayne faced resistance from Hollywood's liberal elite, including composer Elmer Bernstein, who declined to score the movie due to political differences. The film ultimately featured Barry Sadler's Ballad of the Green Berets as its theme song, a hit at the time but derided by many as overly sentimental. The Green Berets themselves are a fascinating piece of history. Born during the Cold War as a highly trained unit skilled in guerrilla warfare and psychological operations. Their motto, to free the oppressed, encapsulated their mission to support local resistance movements and counter enemy insurgencies. In Vietnam, they worked closely with indigenous tribes, trained militias, and conducted covert missions deep in enemy territory. The character of Kirby, based on Larry Thorne, reflects this ethos. Thorne's real-life exploits, fighting for Finland against the Soviet Union, joining the Waffen-SS during World War II, and eventually serving as a U.S. Special Forces officer in Vietnam, are the stuff of legend. His mysterious disappearance during a mission in 1965 only added to his mystique, and his remains were not recovered until decades later. One of the film's enduring criticisms is its lack of authenticity. Critics noted the incongruity of middle-aged actors like Wayne playing soldiers in a war where the average combatant was 19 years old. The depiction of the Viet Cong as caricatures and the omission of the war's moral complexities drew sharp rebukes. Roger Ebert famously gave the film 0 stars, calling it offensive and accusing it of reducing the Vietnam War to a simplistic cowboy and Indians narrative. Even some war veterans felt misrepresented, believing the film oversimplified the conflict's harsh realities. Despite this, the Green Berets was a commercial success, earning $8 million in just 3 months and recouping its production costs. Wayne attributed the film's box office performance to the negative reviews, claiming critics were attacking the war rather than his work. Indeed, public sentiment at the time was deeply divided, and the movie resonated with audiences who supported the war effort. The battle scenes, though tame by today's standards, showcased impressive practical effects for the era. Wayne insisted on using live pyrotechnics and authentic military hardware, creating visually striking sequences that belied the film's modest budget. Perhaps the most memorable aspect of the film is its title. The Green Beret, a symbol of courage and elite training, was popularized by President John F. Kennedy, who championed the Special Forces as a key component of modern warfare. Kennedy's admiration for the Green Berets helped cement their iconic status, and his legacy is woven into the film's DNA. The movie's title evokes the bravery of these soldiers, even if the execution fell short of capturing their true complexity. In the end, the Green Berets remains a fascinating cultural artifact, a blend of patriotic fervor, Hollywood spectacle, and political propaganda. It serves as a window into a turbulent era when the Vietnam War loomed large in the American psyche. For John Wayne, it was a labor of love and conviction, a film he believed in despite its flaws and the controversy it generated. Now, it's your turn. What do you think about Wayne's decision to make this film? Was it a bold statement, a misguided effort, or something in between? Let us know in the comments below.